What's going on, guys? Red Bull Tanker, and welcome back to Axis and Allies. 1914, turn 8 for the United States. We've had quite the turn since the French. So, all right, starting off, we have the British with 34 IPC. They bought 3 infantry in India, an infantry or a militia an infantry militia in Egypt, and then in London they bought 3 transports and saved 1 IPC. Let's see here. Combat. The Brits only had one. They did 2 things of combat. 1, they cleared out Ireland. 2 infantry against 1 infantry. Both sides lost 1 infantry. And then down here, the British battleship and cruiser came and attacked the Ottoman cruiser that was here and destroyed that. Non-combats, the British put the rest of their fleet together in C-Zone 9. They brought the transport from C-Zone 29 over here and moved their forces from Southwest Africa to South Africa. And then at the end of the turn, the Brits collected 33 plus 4, or 33 plus 1 for 34 IPC. All right, coming down to the Ottomans. The Ottomans had quite the turn. They had 29 to spend. They bought a miner. And then they bought 3 infantry and 2 artillery. Combat, they walked into Tatarstan. And then they attacked the British in Egypt, killing the 3 British infantry that deployed there while the Brits got 2. India is now contested, which is hurting the British Empire. And then on the non-combats, the Ottomans continue to push forces to Jordan, looking like they're going to try and cross the Suez to invade Egypt. And so then at the end of their turn, the Ottomans collected 28 IPC. Italy with 17 bought 5 infantry, saved 2. They did not do any combat. They took their infantry from Egypt, reinforced Albania, took their 4 infantry from Piedmont, reinforced Venice, and then deployed their 5 infantry in Piedmont. And at the end of the turn, the Italians collected 16, plus the 2 they saved, for 18 IPC. All right, now we come to the U.S. with 25 IPC, and I did it again. What am I doing? Okay, so with 25 IPC for the U.S., I'm just going to lay them out real quick. We're going to buy an infantry, an artillery, and for our transport bridge, 3 more transports, and that will zero us out. Now, the U.S. will not conduct any combat this turn. They will just do some non-combats, which you don't have a good spot to set my camera, so what we're going to do is the 3 transports are going to transport the U.S. forces from Spanish Morocco to reinforce the British here in Egypt. And then this transport is going to go 1, 2, so they can successfully make that drop off. The 2 battleships are also going to join the fleet in the Med. And then the 2 cruisers are going to go up and join the Brits up north there. And then we're just going to, and then what we'll do is we'll just kind of continue the bridge and do that. Okay. I think that should be all the moves for the U.S. this turn. So then we've deployed our 3 transports, our infantry, and our artillery. Try and get a closer look at that. Yep. And then at the end of the turn, we will collect 20 IPC. All right. Well, that is going to be it for all of turn 8. And now that it is the end of another turn, we must try again, or we will roll again now to see if the Russians are going to exit the war or if they are going to stay in. Remember, on a 1, well, actually, I think, and this is where I might change it. If on turn 7 they stay in, then basically on turn 8 it's automatic. But all right, so Russia is going to leave the war. So it's the same OOB out of the box rules. So basically, at this point, Russia becomes out of the war. These territories are now considered shared, and we'll just do this. 1 Russian infantry will be placed in each territory. I also have to place a Russian infantry down here, and from what I read, that means the Ottomans will actually lose this territory because it is not occupied by any Russian forces, or it's not occupied by any Ottoman forces. So Sevastopol will revert back, and the only way for the Ottomans to leave now is to go through this corridor. Romania and Serbia are supposed to be treated as minor neutrals again, but they are under the control of the Austrians and the Ottomans, so I don't think anything changes for that. And so, yeah, that should be it. I'll update the board with placing some Russian infantry down, but other than that, yeah, Russia is now out of the war. Basically, for the last 2 turns, maybe that might help Germany save its Western Front, and maybe even put the Central Powers in a place where even at the end of turn 10, they could elect to keep the struggle going longer if they want to. So we'll just have to see. So that is going to be it for turn 8, and we'll see you guys next time for turn 9. So until then, guys, as always, take care.